A lot of Black history has been lost to the ages. Either it was intentionally destroyed or unintentionally lost to time. In the book, Black Tudors, The Untold Story, the author Miranda Kaufman explores the lives of 10 Black people living in Tudor England. And in this series, as of this video, I have introduced you to all of them. Meet Dederi Jaquoah, the Prince of the River Sestos. The River Sestos is in Liberia. His people lived along this river. He is described as being quote-unquote Indian by Edward Blythman, who was a merchant's assistant for the East India Trading Company. Dederi was not Indian. He was African and the son of King Kadibaya. In 1610, Prince Jaquoah arrived in England with a merchant named John Davies. He then lived with Davies and his wife for 2 years before returning home. During this time in England, Prince Jaquoah was baptized. A record was found stating that he was, quote, sent out of his country by his father in an English ship, the Abigail of London, belonging to Mr. John Davies of this parish, to be baptized. In England at this time, only baptized citizens held power in court to own land and businesses. Although we can't be certain, it is unlikely Dederi was sent so far from home simply to be baptized. He was likely sent to England to learn English and secure legal standing in English courts. If this was the case, it was a very smart move by his father and would have greatly protected his people. Prince Dederi Jaquoah's section of Black Tudors interested me because of his particular place in history. A prince leaving their homeland alone is just as uncommon today as it was in the early 1600s. Only a few years after Prince Jaquoah's return home to Liberia in 1612, the Portuguese began human trafficking many nations of Africans away from their homes into enslavement. The foresight needed to ensure someone in King Kadibaya's nation, and specifically someone of royal blood, had legal standing in Europe was extremely important. It was no small feat to learn English and the customs of the land that Prince Jaquoah was only a visitor in. So many questions remain. What did Prince Jaquoah learn about his legal standing in England? He lived with a merchant and his wife. There was no room made for him at court, no country home loaned to him. Did he know that his living accommodations were not typical for a man of his status? What did people make of him? A sketch survives of him in exemplary finery. Such finery was only reserved for nobles and higher, but he was a stranger to this land and its people. When he returned home, was he able to better equip his countrymen with knowledge? Did they heed the lessons he'd learned? Blythman encounters Prince Jaquoah in 1614 on a trip for the East India Trading Company. These sorts of trips would have been common, as the River Sestos often traded pepper, ivory, rice, and would have had access to silks, precious metals, among other things. Blythman noted how well Prince Dederi Jaquoah spoke English, and that he went now by the name of John Davies, which may have been a clever way of signaling that he was baptized and thus had legal standing. History loses record of Dederi Jaquoah after this meeting, but the clever prince, willing to risk it all for his people, remains alive in history today.